Welcome everybody to Indianapolis. This is the third race of the season. I'm a little early today, it seems. Thought I'd be a little bit late. We got about 12 minutes left in the practice session here, so I'll definitely not be commentating that so much. Still have some things to do around here that I can take care of before the race. Outside of that, yeah, welcome everybody. Yeah, let's see how everything is going. We're coming just off of a fresh update, I think, in ACC, which has definitely changed quite a bit of the BOP for each car. So I understand the Audi is no longer the best car. I don't think anyone really knows what the best car is, but it's no longer just the Audi. And looking from this, it does look like we're missing some of our top Audis. Saradantis and unfortunately I can't remember his other name. I'm not very good with names. But I believe the two Greeks are not participating in this session. So yeah, it looks like there'll be a new leader, a new winner of the race. At least that'd be nice. Outside of the same 1-2 from the last couple of last two races, I suppose. Currently, Mex is topping the charts. It's a pretty decent gap of 1.35. Granted, this is free practice, so nobody really kind of knows what the actual grid is like. But yeah, that's kind of it. I will probably leave it to the camera here to just go around and view around, and I will go essentially freshen up before the start of the practice. Sorry, for the start of the qualifying session. We can watch Angelo Trafilio rip around, and we'll let him show us around the track.
Go, go, go.
And I'm back. Yeah, sorry everybody. I'm a little late for the start of... Oh, don't want to... Didn't want to be late, but you know... life is life, so... Away she goes. That's who we have on the field today. So we've got quite a few names. Everybody who's been participating in the season so far is here. I think we've got a couple extras. Alawi? I think, currently in the McLaren. I believe he was around. We've got Biasco. Quite a few people. Somebody's slowing down. Interesting. Let's go in, is that Nils? Nils is sitting in the pits. We're starting from back. Let's go see who we can find. Michael Medina, Borkholder, Hendricks, Pieter Weisner, Frodo Baggins. Well, 15 minutes left in qualifying, well, it's about 16 minutes left in qualifying, and people are starting to put numbers on the board. Let's go and see what the times are currently. Oh, we've got somebody, got Bootsma off the road. I don't know what he's up to there. Let's see what we got here. So Schmie's currently topping the board in the Porsche, 136.5. No idea if that's any good. There we go. Schlager in P1 now. Also in the Porsche 36.3. I have not seen what the pre-qualifying results were like. I do not know what the good time is at this track. I think the only time I've ever driven this track has been, well, I think the only time I've driven this track is probably Real Racing 3 on like my phone. I think the other time may have been like, I don't know if Gran Turismo had this track. I don't think so. Yeah, I can't really think of other times that I may have been driving this track. But either way, doesn't really matter. I think I was definitely not old enough to really remember the F1 being driven around this track. I was early 2000s when there was that whole tire scandal or whatever. It was a big tire scandal where I believe it was the Michelins that were blowing up, and it was just Bridgestone, so it was like two or three teams. I think it was just 2 teams that started the actual race, whereas everyone else protested. The original, I think, well, Ferrari won that race, but it was apparently a big farce. I know it would have been a big farce if it happened today, but, you know, at the same time, that whole Spa situation last year happened, and nothing really came out of that, other than some people getting some ponchos, it seems. It's a good thing that this year's race was actually pretty good, so I'm not gonna rag on it too much. Yeah, so it looks like Schlager's back on top again, 35.86. We'll see how that all works out in the end. It does look like there's a bit of variability in how everything looks in terms of all the different cars on the top. I think it's Porsche, McLaren, Aston, Audi, Porsche. Looks okay. It's not one-sided, it seems, so, you know, I'm not gonna complain about that. I'm trying to find our friend Pierre here. There we go. Let's ride on board with him to see how this lap goes on. It's T1 to it's T3 into T4 on the infield. Ooh, it's a bit of a slide, but he's still maintaining good time here. Right-hander T6, I believe it is. Stretching it out. Down the back straight. I guess that'd be T5, T7 here maybe. To T8 by my numbering convention. Left again. T8, T9, T10. To the oval. Not really the oval, but it's kind of the oval. That puts Schlager still in third. Mex currently setting time of the day, or the session at the moment, at 35.2. It's putting quite a bit of a gap between him and everyone else. Medina, P2, 3/10 behind Mex, the AMG. AMG seems to be doing real well here, but there's not a whole lot of Mercedes this time, this track. Seems like a very tough corner, this one, this left-hander. Very little camber, if any, and so you have to fight the car's grip as much as you can. It's probably not great. For the tires, probably not the greatest corner for the Porsche, which, you know, isn't, you know, I guess depending on the setup, but it typically kind of understeers from my experience. I've always had to play with the brakes through corners that definitely when there's a bit of understeer. You like tap the brakes, press the gas, try to load the front tires up a bit. I don't know if it's probably not the fastest way to drive, but you know, I don't want to drive Porsches that much anyways. Chugger improves on his time, but not enough. And he'll have to abort. Now, why is there a wall there? How is one supposed to return to the track here without, you know, making a mess, so to say? He'll have to drive this lap. 8 minutes left in qualifying. P3 is probably, I think, Schlager's best start to the race, or best start in the season. I think he's only been with us for the 2 races. I don't remember him being at Kyalami. But he was with us not yesterday, 2 weeks ago at Coda. So it's definitely improving. See if there's anyone else who might be improving on their lap time. There's our only Bentley in the race. Oh no, I lied. There's more than one Bentley. And Bernard's got nearly half a second on his time here, which is really good. That'll put him up a few places. Oh, right up into 16th. Not enough to clear him into the top 15 here, but definitely quite a bit of an improvement. Wow, that's a very aggressive downshifting from in the Bentley. And there's another Bentley in front of him. Maybe his teammate, maybe not. There's a bit of blue flags here, getting out of the way nicely. That's very nice, but unfortunately it's not the ideal spot to be catching traffic. Not anything that either can do. That's unfortunate. Passy in the McLaren doesn't seem to be on a good lap right there. There we go, Quinby, a whole second up on his time. He's got a few more corners to go. Can he carry this time to the end of the end here? 1.2 seconds will put him quite a bit up. Now, you did have a great drive last race in Coda. He had some mistakes, I believe, and unfortunately I think he may have gotten punted. There you go, P19. It's decent, starting in the top 20. Yeah, but I think he had a decent drive last time in Coda. So hopefully he can have a good showing here as well. Excuse me. Baggins putting a 28 in. Oh, Lorenzetti across the line. Puts himself fourth. Very good showing from him. Oh, there's a bit of a bonk in the wall behind him. But good showing from Lorenzetti. That's McLaren seems to have decent pace. I'm not sure if it's the track or if it's the new update, but good showing from the McLaren here. 2 McLarens in the top 5. Audi still P2. It's a pretty good shot from there. So it doesn't look like the Audi is completely toasted. That's good to see. You down in P27 currently. If he can keep this 2/10 in the circuit in this lap, and put him one position up, P26 in front of Futsma. Not bad. Hugh's better in the race pace from personal experience. Does have a consistency of, well, that's a good question. Unfortunately, I don't have any co-host here to discuss it with me. But say if you were trying to make an analogy, or I guess this would be a simile. You're making a simile for essentially a consistency. Like, oh, this guy's got a consistency of porridge. Is it like thick and consistent, or you know, consistency of I don't know, like hot dog water, just water in general? Is it better to be more viscous or thin, you know, or less viscous? Like I would assume it's more important to see what the consistency is of like it's a consistent consistency, but would you want that consistency to be thick, like viscous, or non-viscous? Well, I'll leave that for others to discuss. Currently I only have myself to talk to, which isn't particularly great. I am going to check audio here because, you know, this is a volunteer stream and I am no means professional, so sue me. Yeah, okay, I can hear myself, which is good. Wonderful. That's the most important bit. I don't want to have another repeat. Well, it would have been a repeat of last race where I talked the entire qualifying session with no one to hear what I had to say other than my partner, who was upstairs probably giggling to herself after once she realized that once I blurted aloud, I've been muted this whole time. But this time it'll just be me talking in the air, no one to hear me. But no, that's not the case. I've been talking and I have not been muted, which is the most important bit of the whole, you know, commentating thing. It's one thing to stream the race where everyone can watch their own replay, but it's another thing to hear someone talk about you and your driving, which I haven't been doing because, well, you know, it's important to know what kind of consistency we want when we're driving. So, it's up for debate. That's everyone's homework. Is it thick or is it viscous or non-viscous that we want when it comes to consistency? Or does it even matter? It's the kinds of questions that are very important to us, and probably very important to Van Dorp, who, you know, currently is sitting in P15. If he gets 1/10, I'll put him up in P14. Let's see the spread of... Oh, no, that's the wrong button. Let's see the spread of times currently for the last 50 seconds of our qualifying here. Max currently leading 35-2, which is a good 3/10 in front of Medina in the Audi. Decent lap. He said it pretty early on, so the track evolution hasn't really aided him too much. Schlager in the Porsche, 4/10 behind the leader in P3. This is very nice to see. I'm super excited to see this, actually, like how much closer the field is. It's I'm sorry to Mamolakis and Saradantis. There you go, I remembered your name. Sorry if you're watching this, but, you know, it's not a whole lot of fun watching somebody steal the race. Not steal the race, but, like, just take the race and, you know, obliterate everybody. It's good to see that at least there's a little bit of chance for, you know, a new winner here. So we got Trafilio, P4, 6/10 down, very close behind him in another Porsche, Schmies. Schmies doing very well on this track. I'm very happy to see him. The only reason I'm such a fan of his is he picked the Honda, or the Acura, or whatever, the NSX last season, and it was just so much fun watching him pull that thing into, you know, top 10 positions every race. Behind Schmies is Boers in the BMW, the first BMW. A very good lap for him. 6/10 behind, so it looks like the top from P4 all the way down to P7. A very close race for that P4 position. 1, 2, 3. You know, it's gonna be a nice battle for P2 if Mex absolutely nails the start and gets away. But that would be interesting. That would be fun to see it as well. Too bad that I don't have picture-in-picture abilities. Someone make a picture-in-picture ability for the stream, and that would be great. Qualifying is ended here, so we kind of have pretty much all of it down. There's still a chance for someone to unseat someone else, but you know, unlikely here. Lorenzetti P7 for second best McLaren. Hendricks P8, Pirello P9, Quinby P10, Passi, very well done. I know he hasn't been he's only just started practicing a few days ago, and he's put himself in P11. So where was he? Passi Malinin in P11, just under a second behind P1. Inyan P12, Alawi P13, Prander P14, Van Dorp P15, Borkholder P16, Robinson 17, Zertus P18, Bernard, Gorkau, Kimo Lepinen, Pisani, Sus Weisner, Hodek, come on, yeah, so Borkholder, Robinson, Zertus, Gorkau, Lepinen, Pisani, Zeus Weisner, Hodek, Bootsma, and Hugh. Kerbal P28, good to see him starting to move up the positions here. Baggins P29, Langerak, I don't believe qualified, and neither did Shepard. And I don't know who Florian Irl is, but I also assume he did not qualify. We got about 4 minutes to the session starts, so I'm going to go make sure that I have some water and, you know, go to the bathroom. I recommend all the drivers to do the same, but they can't hear me, so well, good luck to them for that. And yeah, I'll see you all in about 4 minutes when it is time to start the race. Alright, I am back again. Thank you, co-host, for taking the reins while I made sure that I was getting ready for the race. Yeah, we're off to the start of the formation lap, and of course, Ben Lupp has come, and he will have to probably do a pit lane start, it looks like. Got 33 drivers today. We thought we had 32. It's good to see that we've got actually a decent turnout for this race. No split, but we didn't really split at Coda either. So while we wait for the start of the race, I should, yes. Oh shit. Oh look, here's Indianapolis. Why did they texture that much? Oh, they even have a city over there, look at that. We'll have to go take a peek at that. So there's the final. Yeah, can you tell my familiarity with the track? I definitely don't have it. Now, if I only had the ability to zoom like a real camera, that would be sweet. So they're off over there somewhere. You can just see them in the distance. There we go. We're off to the races. Oh, there we go. We got some contact. One of the Koof boys getting spun off track. Now we're down by the back straight. A lot of these braking zones, these hard braking zones that are, great for setting up overtakes or getting the last, try to do a Daniel Ricciardo overtake sort of thing. Well, old Daniel Ricciardo. And I guess that's sort of kind of the filing order as it goes. So here we come. Max, oops. Oh, come on. Wonderful. I get to ruin the whole camera thing that I got going on. So there we go. Next across the line, Schlager, Pirello, Medina, Schmies. Medina losing 2 positions on the start of the race. Schmies P5, Trafilio, I believe, has lost some time pace. Lorenzetti P7, Hendricks 8, Viewers 9, Quinby, Alaoui, Inyon, Borkholder, Van Dorp, Bernard, Branner, Lepinen, Robinson, Gorkow, and Weisner round out our top 20. We'll move down the field to see if there's any battles going on. It looks like Borkholder on the rear of Inyon here. And I believe that was someone lost position, lost some position. I think I could have sworn I saw someone spin out. To the back straight we come. Oh, getting a little bit of a snap from Borkholder. And he's got to lose some time to Ingen. And Borkholder trying to catch him on the brakes, but he's making up the mistakes. Unfortunately, it's allowed Praner to pick up some speed to him. We'll move down the field to see if we got anything else going on. We got Hodek P23, Bootsma, and Messenger P24. Messenger made up a few positions. He was P26, I believe, or P24. And he's made his way up. See that. Behind, we've got Passy, who's lost a lot of time. He was likely the one who got spun out in P2 or in T2 or T3. Seuss P24, Bagnus P20. Seuss 23, Bagnus 24, and Kerbal. He's made up a few positions. P25. Well done to him in that Ferrari. Langarak P26, Pisani P27, and there's a Florian P28. Van Dorp, yeah, there you go. Van Dorp definitely was spun, but I missed. Well, I kind of saw that in one of the frames, and then it disappeared. He was likely I think he was the Lamborghini that I saw spun out. Weisner P30 and Nils quite a bit back, 8 seconds behind Weisner in 31st. Zertus and Lop is still in the pits. Fortunately unable to drive, it seems. We'll move up the field here, and we've got ourselves Langarak trying to make some moves on Kerbal. To try to move some things around here. Hopefully that didn't mess anything up. Oh, it definitely did. That's wonderful. Now I have to try to fix what I've screwed up, which is great. I won't be commentating again. And Langarak still trying to make some moves on. Oh my god, this is a disaster. I'm sorry, everybody. I will figure it out. It's good enough. Whatever. Good enough for government work. Kerbal's holding off a defense from Langarak. Langarak is unable to make any positions on here. I don't know if there's any, some good places to try to set up the overtake, and then if you have the speed, then drive down the, have a nice run down the main straight. Oh, there we have a spin. Now that's the Ingen. Whether Ingen got spun or he spun himself, we will have to find out later. Mountain has made his way up onto the back of Messenger here. Messenger putting the pressure on Boots. And there's some nice battles going on across the field here. It's good to see. Gorkau, and yeah, leading a bunch, 3 cars. Borkholder, he was the one on the back of Ingen. Seems to have got some clear air. Hopefully he can drive away. P10, this is a good kind of position to be in. Quimby P9, very well done. I don't think he qualified very well, but he definitely made his way up quite a bit up the road. Oh, we got Brewers. I'm just looking between the two of them. They definitely have a very different setup. One nearly 3% brake bias rearward for Brewers compared to Quimby. He's just hanging onto the back of Hendricks in P7 and Schmies in P6. Schmies, I think, lost a single position from the start of the race. I believe he started P5. Brewers driving away, essentially. Schlager driving all by himself. Max gapping the field quite well. 2 seconds, Schlager 2 seconds, to Pirello, which 2 seconds to Medina. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4. They're just settling into a race and they're just going for it. Probably taking care of the tires, try to hold the maximum average speed that they can. This is a 75-minute race with a pit stop, a mandatory pit stop. I believe you can just kind of drive to the max and the tires will survive for the most part. I don't know very much about tire wear going on in this game, but I think as long as you don't drive too aggressively, you should be okay. Trafilio making his way up towards Medina. He's a second behind, which is good timing on him. Medina coming in to set a personal best of this race, nearly a whole second up. So 36 flat. And Trafilio losing some time at the last section of the track there, 4/10 or nearly half a second slower that lap. Yeah, Hendricks. Oh, and there's an overtake attempt from I believe Bewers on Schmies. Schmies has been overtaken by Hendricks. He's already losing time, and I think that's Bewers. Yeah, Bewers making some sweet overtaking attempts on Schmies here into the braking zone. We'll follow this battle a little bit here and see if anything happens for the 7th position on track. Bewers a little dicey through that corner. He's gonna have to fall back a bit and just overextends it a bit, and that's gonna give Quinby the run on him. Quinby's definitely he's got the outside. Bewers got the inside. Typically outside man, dead man, but it looks like Bewers is going to give the position to Quinby here. Quinby now getting a little aggressive and taking a little bit too much track, maybe slowing them down all the same, and it's allowed the McLaren number 33 car to make his way up. We got everyone trying to catch a little bit of aero to get that good run onto the onto the bank, back into the second infield section before the start-finish line. Bewers unfortunately lost a position out on that, and he's given a bit of time to Schmies ahead. Here we go, Lorenzetti. Really close to the back of Chemo. Oh, and he's going to commit to the outside. Who will be later on the brakes? The outside man, dead man. Outside man, dead man. And both of them are going to lose out a ridiculous amount of time. Oh no, and Lorenzetti comes in a little too quick. Picks up another McLaren. That's going to send them back quite a bit. Fortunately, there's just a little bit of coming together going on. It's given Gorkow quite a good position. Hodek in the Bentley behind him, trying to capitalize on this as well. Hugh Messenger has made his way past Bootsma up into P20, up from P27. That's quite a few positions. What? How did Mex get here? What is going on? What? Excuse me? Mex is broken. Uh-oh. I believe that's given the lead to Schlager. Yeah, this game is not broken. No, this is a very professional stream. Well, let's see if we can see how fast it's going. 103 kilometers an hour. Well, that's unfortunate. I guess that means Lop is on track now. Oh, that's good to see that he's been able to get on. So that, I assume, means Schlager is P1 currently. Schlager may win his first race in ACC, or ACRL ACC. Pirello now inherits P2. Puts the BMW into P2. Medina, oh, there we go, there's Mex again. Trafilio. Hendricks, Schmies, so they're all one position up technically. Let's see if Discord has anything to discuss about that. No idea. And I do not believe... Yeah, it looks like it's kind of all screwed up for Max. I can't really see anything on here about him losing the spot, but losing connection, but it seems to be the case, at least for me. So Brewers, he's gonna have to start clawing his way back towards Quinby up in front of him, P7. It's gonna be fun trying to figure this out. Brewers P8. It's Louis and P9. There we go. Now it's all sorted as they cross the line. Boy. So Lepinen coming, leading a big train of cars. And there goes Pisani, trying to put a move on Robinson in front. Seems to be getting a bit of oversteer there, losing some time. Robinson able to pull away a bit. Langerak lost some places again, down into P26. Unfortunately, it's just not his race. A bit of a battle going on behind here. Both Van Dorp and Ingen both had issues at some point in the race and put them down into P28 and P29. Not the positions that they, you know, would want to be in, but they're both capable drivers and they both could make their way past the guys in front. The question is, will they work together or will they try to overtake each other all the way through the field? Again, this track is difficult to pass on. It is difficult. It's a difficult track for most of the drivers as it's not very well known in the communities. It does look like Inyoung's... Pardon me. Inyoung is harrying Van Dorp here. Van Dorp getting a good run onto the back straight and Inyoung having to back off a bit. And they're trying to fight to the guys ahead. Shepard has made his way in front of Zertus. Lop 32 in front of Mex, despite starting from pits. Pirello P2, Medina P3, Trafilio P4, slowly making his way up. It does look like Trafilio still isn't making that much time gain on Medina in front, but he's holding on. Hendricks P5, Schmies putting some pressure on him again. Schmies has made his way up past Brewers. I believe... Yeah, I must have missed something. There must have been some sort of mistake. Quinby P9, Panner P10, Orkholder P11, or no, P12. Messenger up into P19. Yeah, it's looking all pretty good for most drivers. They're all kind of making their way around. Some losers in the sense of like positions. Some people able to make some gains. Well, someone has gone through one of those barriers and put it out onto the track. Oh, we've got a battle here between Langerak and Weisner. Langerak in that 404 Audi. Trying to go a long way around, but he's got the inside for this corner. Does look like he has been playing some bumper cars earlier in this race. And there we're 3 wide down the main straight here. Nearly 3 wide. Langerak has a bit of top speed, it seems, on the 3 cars ahead, even despite the despite the damage on the front of his car, and despite the draft behind the cars behind, Langerak makes it through up into P25. And it's Ingyang, Earl, Weisner, and I think that's Zertus there behind. Ingyang has made his way up quite a bit. Van Dorp must have had a little bit of contact or something. Oh yeah, it looks like he's had some bumper cars as well. Shepard up into P30 now. They're all wiggling all over the place. And Ingyang down the inside, and there's contact. Contact between Earl and I believe it was Zertus, unfortunately. And that's going to give Shepard an attack run up on Weisner. And up ahead, Ingyang has made his way past Langerak. Oh, good thing that we were watching that section there. And if we go down the field and we went the wrong way, there seems to be a nice little battle between Passy and I think that's Gorkow? Yeah. Gorkow making his way past Passy, I believe. Robinson behind, so Robinson has lost a few positions yet again. And Hugh still holding on to P19 there. And so putting the pressure on Passy. It's a great run onto the backstretch there. Wow, that was one way to get through there. Gonna go around the outside. And Robinson putting his nose wherever he can. Passy unable to make the overtake. He's gonna have to try and set up the next one on probably the next straight. I think there's only 2 overtaking opportunities here. I can see up here the top runners. Yeah, we can all see it. 217, 30, 284. They're all sort of gapped out a bit. Seems to be kind of where the action's at. And there's a bit of space between them all for this lap. And here, Max trying to hold on to Ingyang clawing his way back. Setting 38.8 last lap. I believe that's due to traffic and trying to overtake. Langerak quite a bit behind. There's almost 3 seconds per lap. Yeah, 38.1. Alright, so 38.1 is sort of our timing here. And then behind him, nearly 6/10 faster than him a lap, is Shepard. 39, 38, 39. Dwarf 43, he's got serious issues in that car if he's setting 43s. Oh, he's limping. He's probably got some serious damage on that car, and he's just limping until he can actually make a stop where it's not going to hurt him too much. Lup already right behind him. Still 4 laps down, but he's going to make a overtake here. And that's Shepard already coming up to blue flags before the pit stops. Shepard coming around, or Schlager coming around, 36.4. So that's kind of the lap times to be beating. 36.4, Pirello, 36.4. Yeah, and just down 6 places. Yeah, just down 6. Pardon me. 6 places down. They're already lapping 2 seconds slower. So there's quite a bit of pace gap between the field. It's kind of clear to see. Hendricks trying to hold on. 609. Holding back the 135 car. BMW of Hendricks. Let's see if he can hold on pretty well. I do see a battle going on behind. Quinby and Praner. Praner's made his way up quite well. Borkholder as well, up into P11 and P10. Non-respectively, P10 for Praner. Lebanon P13 has some space between himself and Lorenzetti. Lorenzetti is backed off a bit. Hodek.
Pit window is open.
And there we go, there's a pit window open, so we'll start seeing people drop in. I know for certain Van Dorp is going to go in. Messenger putting the pressure on Gorkow now. Messenger doing a 38.5, only less than 2 seconds, 1.9 seconds slower than the leader. It's very well done by him. He's definitely putting the pace on in the race, as I expected. And he's catching Gorkow. Gorkow's made some mistake last lap, but a 37.7 is his best lap, and Messenger lapping not too far off his best. Well, 6/10, but it is a race trim, so I'm not too concerned here. Down the main straight, I know that the Aston is quick. It is a very quick car in the straight line. I have no doubt that it's the same here as it was in Dakota. I know this track's probably a bit more higher of a downforce track, but it is GT3. It's like downforce plays only a moderate role in the whole thing. It does introduce quite a bit of drag. Kerbal, oh, he's fighting with Bootsma. Oh no, and he just dives a little too deep into the corner. The Kerbal was putting the pressure on Bootsma in front. That was good to see. He's up into P22. That's very much quite a bit of position gain on the cars ahead. Ingyun gapping Nils. Langarak nowhere to be seen. There he is. All the way down to P28, unfortunately. It's just not been a good race for him, unfortunately. Yeah, he's just squirreling all over the place. It's a little early to come into pits. If he's having issues with tire wear, then it's going to be the same no matter what. He's going to have to deal with it now, or he's going to have to deal with it later in the race. It really depends on how much of it is done from, incidents, if there has been some. And it looks like there was a little bit, but, hopefully it was not too bad. Pisani putting the pressure on ACRL? Florian, whatever. It's gonna be Florian for me. It's easy. That's easy enough for me to see. And Schlager. He's got some blue flags ahead of him. Oh, that was a way to do it. Schlager leading comfortably this race. Pirello P2. It's quite a bit behind. 4 seconds. Yeah, Schlager is just very consistently putting in the laps. Dina is closed up to Pirello a bit. Trafilio still about 2 seconds behind. Schmies 9 seconds behind Trafilio. Schmies has put on a little bit of pace from Hendricks, who's under the pressure from Boers now. Boers is going to be pushing hard. I know he was lapping roughly on the same pace as Schmies. Schmies is kind of really put on pace later on the latter part of this race here. I guess the mid part of the race, and yeah, there we go. I saw Van Dorp in pits. Just that purple and blue car, purple and blue Lamborghini. He's suffering quite a bit with damage, so hopefully he can get that fixed. James Van Dorp with a fresh new car. Well, fresh new arrow, I should say. It's 2 laps down, unfortunately, from the leaders. But, you know, it's kudos to him to keep driving. Hugh up in front, P19. Looks like there's some people who have gone into pits. No, I'm talking out of my ass. That's right. Borkholder, there we go. Thank you, Borkholder. I wasn't talking out of my butt. There is somebody going into pits. We'll see. He's the first stopper of the race. I think most people are going to do 50-50 splits. That's what I would do. If there is no real appreciable tire wear, then, you know, it's probably best to try to focus it right in the middle. You don't have to carry too much fuel in either of the stints. It all depends on how much fuel people actually use. I do believe there is a bit of difference in terms of fuel weight rate and fuel, like how much each car can carry. There we go, there we have another car coming into pits, 277. Not sure who that is. Hugh is starting to put the pressure on Gorka out in front. Gorka's making some mistakes here and there. Hugh is just consistently putting the pressure on. Driving some really strong laps. Tire wear on this car is probably not too bad. Another lap. I'll go for another lap here. Seems to be gaining quite a bit of time on Gorka ahead in that braking zone. So now another battle in front of us here between Brewers and Hendricks. Watch this for a little bit here. Really, it's just going to be people coming into pits in the next couple of sections here, which it's part of the race. It definitely means that all this overtaking gets settled down. Or near the end of the tire. Who knows if they're trying to fuel save or anything like that. I don't think that's the case. I think most people just pedal to the metal. Cars are pretty line astern for the whole thing. Where's my stick? I have to poke something. Come on, guys. Someone do a cool spin on stream. Niels Kerbal still in P22. Shepard coming up. Give him some pressure here. Shepard has quite the pace advantage currently. So if either will go into pits, they would have had to come into pits earlier. Ooh. Camille's bumping the wall there. I don't know if that's the ideal line. Is there any damage on the side of Niels' car? No. I guess it must have been okay then. Setting up those exits decently. Comes around. And then And Neil makes a good exit onto the back straight here. I believe he's the only Ferrari. I keep forgetting to check. I believe he's the only Ferrari. He's doing pretty good. P22. Nils for starting pretty much last place. I think it's second to last. He's doing pretty well. Deep on the brakes, holy! I'll back off a bit. It was that was a little scary to be watching in this point of view. We have some more pit stoppers. Kodek, Lorenzetti. Who else? Some Medina, who come pitted from P4. Question will be is, will these pit stoppers be influenced by, oh my goodness, Medina, where are you? Oh, Gorka making another mistake. Huge overspeed here, again on the outside, taking a peek, and Gorka covers it off pretty well. He's doing everything now, putting all his pressure. He's P15, and he's yet to make a stop yet. And there's quite a few of the drivers up in front now have come into pits now. Take a peek here. Broadcasting, yeah, Medina has been in the pits. Bernard has just come in. Who else? P78, 319. It's a lot of pit stoppers. So who do we have? Marek, Borkholder, Kimo, and Robinson. Come on, guys. There you go. Robinson has not pitted. Forgive me. And there's Hugh in the background. Oh. The NASCAR kind of POV. He really putting the pressure on. I believe that's Van Dorp behind. Van Dorp again has pace, but unfortunately he is the car that is couple laps down now. We get the flashes of the exhaust in the camera here. Alright, who else is coming to pits? Pirello, Quinby, Schlager in pits, Langerak in pits. Zeddy has pitted. So that means I believe Lorenzetti, is he a lap down? Oh, he may be a lap down. That could be why I'm thinking that Schlager. The whole pit thing, it's too confusing for me. I'm too stupid to realize this sort of thing. Give me a break. Look, so Trafilio currently leads tentatively until you know, he has to come into pits. He was quite a few seconds behind Schlager. Schlager had a very commanding lead. Even if Schlager screws up his pit kind of entry and speed, I think he'll be okay with maintaining the position. Schlager doesn't really have that much to compete with. The only thing to note is if there's a lot of traffic. Come on, where is Schlager? There he is. So Schlager has to compete with the cars around.
We are halfway through, not over yet.
Yeah, there you go. There's crew chief telling us we're halfway through now. Schlager has to fight these cars. That is technically for position, so they will hold off. Let's see how well they can do. Now, this could be make or break for some of these drivers. The pit window is still open for about 14 minutes. So depending on everybody's strategy, it's only a matter of time. Oh, Schlager right on the brakes, and Zertis also having to dive out. Pierre's going to try to go around the outside. And there goes Zertis into pits, and that's going to give Pirello the chance to catch up to Schlager. Schlager had such a commanding lead. And there's Schmies in pits. I can't see. I think he's on his way out. Schlager looking inside. Again, inside. Just does not have the speed. That Ferrari is so fast. And can he get on the brakes later than Kerbal? He has the inside, and Kerbal backs off. And Kerbal, oh, he just cuts in front of Pirello, and that's not very good for Pirello. Pirello having to fight his way past. Oh, and he's gonna have to back out. Kerbal really tries hard to block him off. And now there we go. Is Pirello making the very brave move on the inside of Kerbal. Kerbal doing a very good job not getting, tousled up in the lead fight for the lead. Well, he gave both drivers quite a bit of a fight. Now Schlager has only 1.5 seconds to work around with. There's Kerbal unfortunately going wide. Medina right behind. He's also had the opportunity to catch up. He was P4 and now he is probably P3, I believe, after everything. Schmies, I can't see in the background anywhere. So it looks like the pit stops have caused a bit of drama here. I was hoping for something like that to happen. See, there's a yellow dot in pits. No idea what that means, if it's a bad thing or a good thing. And Schlager comes around. I think most of the other cars are in the pits. Very few that have yet to pit. And Pirello trying really hard, putting a lot of pressure on Schlager here. Schlager 1.6 seconds up from his last lap. And there we go, 1.5 seconds, and that's given Medina quite a bit. Trafilio coming out of pits now. That's going to put him fighting with, I believe that's Pisani or Branner. Pisani, yeah. Who's having to be blue flagged. Kerbal still fighting for position. Before pit stops, I believe he's the only person yet to pit. Oh, disregard. Boers and Gorkow have yet to pit. I'm gonna be interested in seeing that. Gorkow was holding up Messenger quite a bit. We'll see how that all works out. Boers now in pits. It was Boers and Quinby that were battling last I saw. Angelo Trafilio now having to navigate past Kerbal, who's, despite all odds, he's been able to hold his own quite a bit. Decent defensive driving, not too sketchy or anything. Yeah, there you go. And he's gonna let past Trafilio and McLaren. Part of the issue with defending from the fast driver, though, is ruining your own pace. You do have to drive defensively. That does mean you have to drive slower. Gorkow now in pits. Boers probably coming out of pits now. We're just going to see how he stacks up against Quinby, who is in P12. Alui, P11. Branner, P10. Hendricks, P9. Still all sorts of stuff going on. And let's see that. Yeah, Schlager's starting to put a pace gap again. Putting the gap on Boers, not Boers, sorry, Pirello behind. 2 seconds at this point. Medina 2 seconds behind. Boers is coming out of pits now, but he hasn't really settled into it yet. Since Trafilio, there's Kerbal, Sani, I believe, is fighting for position with Kerbal. Kerbal is only a lap ahead because he has yet to pit. Still 10 minutes left in the pit window, so he has the right to fight. There's Schmies, I believe that is effective P5. Earl P27, Hendricks P7, and there's Buers out at the pits behind Hendricks, and that's who it was. It was Hendricks and Buers, I believe, that were fighting. That's Ben Lop, who needs to come into pit still. Baggins, DSQ, don't know what that's for. We'll find out eventually. Hendricks is going to have to hold off Buers. So we're just over half an hour left in this race. Quinby and Bernard going to fight a little bit here. Passy and Chemo, I figured they've made their way into the same part of the track, it seems. So we'll see if they do a nice little overtaking maneuver here. Hugh up into P16, Gorkow fighting Peter Robinson. They're definitely, Messenger has made his way past Gorkow. And that's Messenger nearly 10 positions up from his starting position. Very good drive from him. Inyan P19 has made the best of his race so far. Zertus and Shepard all both taking a little bit of track, more part of the track than they need to. One more than the other. Shepard up into P22. Bootsma. And there's Schlager catching up to blue flags. Brello has kept on to the back, and I believe... Oh, there you go. There's Baggins DSQing. Oh, come on. Langarak. Oh, and Gorkow. He is stopped on track. Has he had an issue? He's holding the brakes a bit. It's not a very safe place to be. May have had some issues. And here comes Hendricks, P6. Brewers in P7. Let's hope Gorkow can figure his thing out. He's no longer on the brakes. He's just parked on the thing. Yeah, there goes Passy and Chemo. The grass is a little too long there, it seems. Chemo had to take care of it. Messenger up into P15. Great drive from him. That's definitely more than 10 positions. I think that's 12 positions up from his starting position. Oh, there we go. Gorkow has now returned and is having some more technical difficulties. Zertus and Nils behind him. Let's see if Nils can make it past Zertus in a timely fashion. A little, well, maybe that was the way to go through. It was definitely an interesting line. Speeding down the back straight here. Zertus is probably looking at his mirrors, watching Nils get closer and closer. He's putting on a pretty good lap time here. Last 27 minutes, so the cars are getting lighter on fuel. They still have relatively fresh tires here after the pit stops. Mills loses quite a bit of time in that last corner there, it seems. At least in terms of relative, like his last relative time. My goodness, words are starting to escape me here. I believe that's Schlager. Yeah, Pirello, 2.3 seconds behind, and the blue flags are showing. Bootsman is getting blue flagged. So is Weisner. There's Medina. Trujillo behind. Weisner kind of dodging out of the way, trying not to interfere too much. Good on him for making sure that those blue flags are obeyed. Agrak trying to make his way back up onto Weisner here. Filio 3 seconds behind. P3. Here's Hendricks and Bures again. Bures again, very close to Hendricks. Hendricks holding on. Aston for first BMW. The Aston kind of looking a little wide through there, but definitely. Oh, and he's made a grave mistake there. Was driving very well and then makes a touch of a mistake. And that gives the BMW the chance. But yeah, the Aston was going a bit kind of squirrely through that corner where the BMW is keeping it nice and tight. Dab on the brakes to get themselves turned in both of these corners. Hendrick's big run. I think the Aston's the faster car in the straight. I'm not certain. It does look like that BMW is a bit tidier through these corners. The Aston's getting all out of sorts. Bures makes the overtake for P6. Panner down in P8. Let's see what the times are like. He's not gapping fast enough compared to Hendricks. Hendricks 38.2. Well, with the mistake 38.2. I don't think the pace is there. And Benlop comes into pits. Make it for the pit window, which will close in 2 minutes here. And Passi has gapped his teammate a bit, about 1 second. So Leppinen, after Leppinen had gone into the grass for a bit of lawn mowing. Messenger quite a bit in front of Robinson here. Got himself a second gap between himself and Robinson. In the back there's Ingen. I don't think either of the neither of the Gorzeliks are racing today, which is strange to see. Typically see them leading the group, but I don't think either of them had the opportunity. I believe one of our other drivers who was planning on joining, Weck, is getting married today. Congratulations, Weck. Hope it's a nice day. I know typically weddings are outside, so I hope it's a nice day outside and you guys are all doing well as your corgis. Nils putting the pressure on Zertis in front again. Zertis putting the pressure on Zeus, all within half a second of each other. Yeah, there we go, there's Zertis. All keeping it tidy onto the back straight there. There's Schlager behind. Catching up to Nils. It'll be up to Nils to serve those blue flags. Yeah, there he goes, diving out of the way. Losing a lot of time, unfortunately. Yeah, now it's up to Schlager to catch up to Zertis. So we'll see how well these two will give up the blue flags. You can see the blue flags are showing up in the top section.
The pit window is closing now.
There's a closed pit window. Zertis on the outside. coming together. They're gonna hold. Schlager's not gonna be too happy with this. Two of them are fighting for positions. Zertus knows that this is one of his few chances to overtake, and he's going to try to use it. He will have to serve this blue flag. This is the place to serve it, and there he goes. He serves the blue flag. Well, he's trying to. Well, this is interesting to see. Yeah, there we go. The interesting way I would have tried to tuck in behind to Schlager. That would have been the good move here. Unfortunately, he's given himself up too many positions. Schlager making his way past Seuss. Seuss giving that blue flag accordingly. Well, serving the blue flag accordingly. And Zertus is going to have to try to mount another offense here. Offense. Yeah, and again, he's pretty close, so everything's shaped up pretty well. But unfortunately, there's another round of blue flags. There's Pirello. There's two fights in one here. We're watching these two battle for P and 18. We're also watching them battle for P1 up in front. Oh, that's not a great place to be catching back markers. So just again trying to make the overtake. And this is just bad. This is just very bad for, yeah. They're just making a big mistake. Seuss keep going. We'll serve the blue flag immediately. Zertus will try to capitalize on this again. And he will, but there's a bit of contact between the two of them. So Pirello, unfortunately, losing quite a bit of time to Schlager up ahead. Schlager a little bit more fortunate with the whole situation. And then there's Nils coming up on the inside of Zertus. Zertus being pinched off. A little bit of contact between the two cars. Between Seuss and Zertus. Nils catching all the way up. Definitely the most accommodating driver to the leaders. He's made the statement that, hey, serving the blue flags accordingly will get you the places. It doesn't hurt you because everyone else will have to be blue flagged. So they're just putting the pressure on. Unfortunately, doesn't seem to be able to get the drive out of this corner. And there's someone serving the blue flag up ahead. Up the inside. Quite the dive. That was a huge dive. He's going to cut off Seuss there. Seuss having to go on the defensive now, or go back to the offensive. That being said, the Shepherd's right behind here, and Zertus is going to try to stretch his legs. Oh, and there you go, Seuss makes a mistake and goes wide, and he'll have to take the escape road. Gives Zertus a bit of space to work with. Shepherd now is going to mount the attack onto Zertus, who is now P18, and Nils is P19. Medina now catching up to that group, then P3, Trafilio P4, Van Lop stop and go, Bootsma P22, Langerak, Schmies, there's Schmies. P5, driving nicely, nice and steadily. And there we go, there's Sepp Branner on the back of Hendricks. It is indeed. There we go, there's only a second between the two of them, second and a half between the two of them. Does seem to be going nicely for Hendricks here. Well, I don't actually know where he started. And you know, I should know where everybody started. But you know, if only, you know, there was some way that we could see, you know, gains and losses in ACC. But you know, that would make sense. Oh, we got someone going wide. T3, I believe it is, the exit of T3. Oh, Messenger lost out a position to Robinson. There's Ingham catching up very quickly behind. Messenger looking up the inside of Robinson. The two of them are definitely having an interesting battle going on here. Schlager, Pirello, Dorp, P27, Zertis P18. Sort of setting a pretty decent lap, a 36.9. That's probably that is the best lap of the session for him. Medina 36.8. There we go. There's Nils serving up those blue flags. At least he's very, very accommodating, which is always good to see. I will give kudos on that sort of thing. You know, blue flags are always kind of tough to get, but you know, you don't like. There's other people driving and other people having a race. It's best not to hold anybody up, and in the long run, it usually works out for you. Here we see Bassani making his way up into Butzma. Butzma up in T23. Signing up in P13 with his teammate P14 behind him. And here comes a nice little fight. Ingen, who I know has quite he's decently fast up against Messenger. Best laps are about half a second off each other. But Messenger, Hugh is a brick wall when it comes to overtaking. It's just impossible to make it past them without, you know, some. You need cleverness. You can't use brute strength. Brute strength you can make it past, but you know that's ill-advised. It only hurts you just as bad as it hurts everyone else. So you have to use cleverness to get past the ball. Hugh is he's not easily outfoxed. The last 13 minutes to go, Hugh can easily hold on to position, even with somebody who has half a second a lap faster pace. You need a lot more than that to get past Hugh, especially when he has a car that works for him. And I know this Aston does suit his driving style very well. And the other thing is, on top of that, not only is he hard to get past, but I know he's very, very gentle on those tires. He will have fresher tires than you. It's hard to say, but it'll be interesting to see if In-Young can make it past. Again, I know In-Young is quick. I know he's a capable driver, but I don't really see this kind of battle between the two very often. And he's nice and close. They're gonna come onto the back straight here, but this corner favors the Aston, and it will favor the straight favors the Aston as well. It's just still half a second between the two of them. You know, and you're not going to see an overtake on the straight from the Porsche. And here's Schlager coming up. Oh, yes, there we go. We'll see how the two of them handle the blue flags. Yeah. Hanging on real close. He can smell an overtake. He knows that if he puts himself in the right position, he can make the overtake. They'll have the blue flags. Schlager is right behind. So there are the blue flags. Yeah, there we go. Schlager, there's the blue flag. Not Schlager shows the blue flag. Sorry, England shows the blue flag. Hugh going to do the same. And hold his position very well. No one... What I'm telling you, like, he was clever as a fox, I say. He's a capable fellow. And he's going to hold the position very well. No matter how early you serve it, it always kind of works out. So, don't you worry, those who are afraid to serve blue flags. You'll have to do them anyways. And here's Pirello catching up to the group. I don't think Schlager was held up too much there. Zertis, he's about 12. No, Zertis, come on. There's go. Pirello's 3.5 seconds behind. Yeah. Still putting the pressure on it. So Zertis still has a bit of catching up to do. They still haven't gotten the blue flags yet. There he is. There's Pirello. Again, much better on the brakes, but you know, you have to get beside somebody on the brake before you can get on the brakes. This course is not very accommodating to cars that don't have that top speed. I think there's maybe this corner that this corner is not very good for the Porsche. If it was a tight exit onto a tight right-hander, then it may have worked, but it's a long sweeping corner, so that Porsche can't get that speed. Same thing here. A big sweeping corner, and the Porsche's right on the back bumper, and ooh, there we go, he's on the outside. The Aston is just so much faster. Look at how fast that Aston is. No matter what, it's just not achievable for England here. But there's the blue flags. And there's Pirello flashing away. Don't hold me up. You better not hold me up, man. Come on. Yeah, there we go. And there's... The interview is just not close enough, and there we go. The blue flag will be served there nicely on exit. That's actually very nicely done by Ingian. Hugh going far wide. Uh-oh. Yeah, and there we go. Both cars get past, and the positions are still held. Now I'm very sorry, but my commentator here, the silent man, will be taking care of it. I do need to visit the restroom. I know there's 8 minutes left to go. I want to keep watching this battle here, but unfortunately, there's a lot of fluid being built up here. So, watch away, anybody who is watching later. Thank you, silent co-host. It's very valuable insight. And I am glad to say, for myself, I should say, and probably for Hugh Messenger's sake, that I've come back to see that there's still a battle going on between these two. You barely put a piece of paper between them. That last corner there. Again, trying desperately anything that he can get close to Hugh, but he was just so much faster on that straight. That accident is incredible. It's just Corse. This track is just not good for the Porsche when it comes to overtaking. Like, it's just, you have to run so much. You have to do something crazy to get past, or have someone retire in front of you. None of these overtaking sections favor a car that is slow. The Porsche can be as fast as possible, but like through the corners and the midfield. But if there's a car in the way, there's a car in the way. You drive down the straight, and the Aston in front of you drives away. Good luck. Good luck trying to catch up. There's Langerak, Bootsman behind, going to be P10. Here's a nice little section. 13, 12, and 11, fighting for the top in the top 15s here. Lorenzetti holding off another McLaren. Front Bernard in position. The last lap was a 38, 38, 37.9. Still kind of have, they're coming together in terms of pace. Pretty good in the last 3 minutes, so anything can happen here. Chager driving away from Pirello, Robinson P15. And there's Hugh. Ingon Ingon, unfortunately, may have made a mistake. Hugh's driving away. Fortunately, I'll never be able to see what happens. Yeah, no worries, I'm happy to stream. I wish I was better at it, but, yeah. Yeah, just as you say, come on, you know, oh, we have somebody off. Who's making a pass? Louis has to pick up the pace. Quinby's right behind. Uh-oh, that's no good for Louis. Hopefully Louis doesn't have too much of an issue here. There's Lorenzetti, it's passing Malin, Chemo. That's 2 minutes. It's a lap and a half. No, the game spectator mode is not making the broadcasting exactly easy. No, I blame the game 100%. You know, I don't know how anyone else really does it. Maybe they pay money. Oh, they definitely pay money. Yeah, I know that there's broadcasting tools that are money-based, but you know, I already don't drive in ACC, and I buy the game to stream it. I'm not about to spend more money when I don't get paid for any of this. So, if you guys really want to, hey, donate to ACRL. If we can get enough money to cover all the illicit activities that we do, then maybe we'll buy some broadcasting tools. I think most of them are subscription based, so we need to have a consistent amount of money for the subscription to work. Not subscription, but yeah, subscription and the broadcasting to work consistently. And now that I have a couple of you here, I was talking about it earlier in the race. when we're talking about consistency driving on track, do we prefer a viscous or a non-viscous type of consistency? Like, I know you want to be consistently consistent, like, you know, like the consistency of whatever it is consistent, but is it viscous, not so viscous, in between? None of it, doesn't matter. Debate. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And with that, here is the last lap. This is kind of the battle for P11, really. They're all line astern for the 3-4 for the last lap from the looks of it. I don't know where everyone is. There's Pasi, there's Praner, there's Weisner, there two fighting, Pasi and Weisner. Schmies up in P4, Trafilio, Medina, oh my goodness, there's a battle going on for P3 and we didn't even know it. Medina holding on the outside, oh no, and there's Schlager who comes across the start-finish line. Oh, come on, where is it? And there's Pirello, well, Schlager, sorry, I didn't see you. Robinson P15, Messenger P16 up from P27-ish or so. There's Ingyan 17, Zertas catching up behind him P18. Medina P3, Trafilio could not make the overtake, making a mistake on the final couple corners there to finish P4, right behind. Schmies P5, very well done. There's Shepard P19, Van Dorp P27, despite all the damage, still driving to the end. Boers P6. And already people are resetting to pits, so it's making everything more difficult for me. Wonderful, thanks everybody. Oh, we might as well watch this battle going on. There's still a fight. Bernard, Lorenzetti, Malinin, Lepanin. Come on, give me a better camera than this. Can I explain viscous? So, like, is it thick or is it thin, like a soup or a stew? You know, there are different kinds of viscosity. Molasses is very viscous, water is not so viscous. Stuff like that. Like, what is consistent? What is a good consistent like when it comes to driving? Like, oh, it's consistent as gravy, or it's as consistent as porridge. You know, how do I, like, what kind of saying would I say? There we go. There's the end of the race. Here's the timetables overall. Schlager just crushing it. 6 seconds in front of Pirello, despite all the shenanigans that went on in front of them. Medina, 19 seconds behind Pirello. Yeah, and that's our podium. Well done to Pierre. Good job, buddy. Thumbs up. Pirello, good to see you on the podium. I don't believe I've seen you up there before, but I'm glad to see that. Audi still good enough to be driven to P3, Trafilio P4, and the McLaren. So in the top 4, we have 4 different cars. Great to see. BOP seems to be all right. Schmies finishing off the top 5. Good to see you up there, buddy. Buers M4, 6, Praner P7, Alois P8, Quinn P9, Hendricks 10. Bernard 11, Lorenzetti P12, Malin P13, Lepanin, his teammate behind him in P14, the two Koof boys. Robinson P15, Hugh up into P16. He was holding P15 for a while until Robinson got past him. Ingyang P17, Zertas P18. Great fighting between the two, Ingyang and Messenger. Messenger showing how strong of a defender he actually is, and Ingyang showing how slow the Porsche is on the straights. Not your fault, Ingyang, don't get me wrong. I'm not slamming you. It's the Porsche that's holding you back there, bud. Zertas P18, Nils 19 from nearly second to last. Seuss P20, Weisner P21. Pisani 22, Langerak finished the race. That's most important. Consistent like a crystal. Okay, so is crystal... Well, I'll deal with that later. Langerak P23, Bootsma P24, Kerbal P25, only Ferrari on the grid. Good to see you there. Until there's an Acura, you're my favorite. Florian P26 from the back of the grid. Van Dorp P27, Gorkau P28, Lop, Hodek, Borkholder, Mex. Fastest lap P32. First, to finish first you must finish. Trump P33, Biasco P34, and Baggins DSQ 35. Yeah, great race all, says one of the Gorzeliks. Great race all, says me. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for racing and watching the stream, the VOD, whatever. Just a heads up, if you're here until the end of this, VODs are now deleted every 7 days. So if you want to save it, say you're in this race and you really liked it, save the VOD, because Twitch will delete it in 7 days. We're not affiliate or anything like that. So, subscribe. Maybe we'll get affiliate or something. Follow. I don't know what Twitch wants. Just do whatever Twitch wants, and that's good for this. Good for everything else. For those who are watching and like to see this sort of stuff and want to see more, we do have a donation link on our website, and I don't know if we have it on our Discord, but it's somewhere there. Just ask one of the moderators, and they'll direct you towards it. It does go towards servers. It goes towards that sort of thing. Like, it literally just goes towards running everything. All the mods are volunteers, so we're not making money off of this. Don't worry. It goes towards you. It goes towards the production of these races and everything. So donate to that. It's always good to see that. Currently we are good for a few months, but always there's always a time where we'll have to throw some money at it. And at this time, I might as well remind you that these services aren't free, unfortunately, the servers and stuff, unless someone has something that can be donated, that they're not free. Other than that, everyone, have yourself a good Sunday. Thanks again for joining. Thanks for listening to me ramble all by myself. We'll see you next time at the next race, which is somewhere. I'll look quickly. Next race is at Mount Panorama. Oh, it's at Mount Panorama? I'd want to join that one. But, I won't. I will be here probably in this chair broadcasting to you guys yet again. Take care, everyone. Have a safe rest of your weekend, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.